Hey everybody, how are you guys doing today? AMC Bigums here. I hope everybody's having a great night. This video is going to be on AMC, the company, the stock, and clear up a little bit of FUD that I see going around about it as well. So basically, the first thing I want to talk about and just clear this up is this Adam Aaron, basically Adam Aaron's options here that everybody's talking about. A lot of people are looking at this saying that, he ended up had 5,000 call options and exercised them for 500,000 shares, and they need to go out and hedge for those, and he sold some shares off, and none of that's actually accurate. So I just want to go ahead and break this down for everybody, just so everyone can understand what's going on here. So basically, if you look, these are actually called PSUs, and a PSU is basically just a performance stock unit. And to put this super simple on what those are is it's just an incentivized program that companies use for pretty much the big wigs. It's if they meet certain criterias or certain goals for the company by certain time periods, they'll give them these options. It's basically just a little bonus program for them. But if we look at this and break this down here quick, so most of the time, I just want to make this clear as well. So when you do these PSO the company's already hedged for those shares. They don't have to go out and buy 500,000 shares like people are thinking. That's not how it works. They usually hedge from at the time of employment or throughout the entire course while he's there. But they've already they don't have to go out and buy these on the market. I just wanted to make that very clear to everybody. But basically, if you could actually look at the charts here right now, this will tell you why and basically when they exercise and why he got them. But if you look at number 5 here for this option, as long as the 20-day volume weighted over a VWAP of $4 and he continued to be employed through October 30th, 2021, he got that first option. Same thing down here, but basically it was if it stayed over $8. So basically, you got both of these, and that's why he got those. Is it was over those two prices. Now, a lot of people are saying he sold off these shares, and actually, if you looked at number 2, it says shares were withheld. Those 230,000 shares that were a lot of people are thinking that he sold off. Those weren't sold off. They were held back for tax purposes to meet his obligations. So basically, at the end of the day, Adam Aaron still ended up getting, the 270,000 shares for a bonus, which is, a hell of an incentivized program to me. But I just wanted to clear that up so everybody knew that, they don't have to go out and, oh man, they got to hedge for 500,000 shares. This is our PSU. So if you guys want to go ahead and Google that as well or look on Investopedia, that's where I always get my information is Investopedia. And you can go ahead and double check that for me. So without further ado, let's actually get more into the video. And then the second thing I wanted to clear up real quick is everybody's been seeing this article now. AMC fails, delivers, jumped 2,700%. And everybody's thinking that's like up to date now. But what they ended up doing, of course, to make it all wordy, is they actually took the end of September date and then as of October 14th. So they're basically comparing the 2 days and then it jumped up. If you actually look at the failed to delivers right now, I can go ahead and pull it up quick. If you come here and see. So you can see AMC right now, failed to delivers. You have 23,262 FTDs. So I just want everyone to know that this isn't like insane like this thing's talking about. But now let's start getting to the good news on AMC and why I feel great about the stock, and everybody else here should too, now that the FUD's cleared up. So if you guys look here, as you guys can see, actually, movies are starting to kill it. I'm talking kill it. So you got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 6 movies now over 125 million. You're now getting a whole bunch more close, but as you can see, there's a ton of movies now making over 100 million gross, that's amazing. And if you come down here, you can see at the beginning of the year, they weren't making crap. I mean, you could see, Wonder Woman. They actually had, Spiral. This is a Saw movie. Godzilla vs Kong. They had good movies, but obviously with COVID and all those other aspects, you could see they're only making 24 million around there. Wonder Woman made, basically nothing. So I mean, to go from this small amount up to this, you guys can see these, obviously people are starting to go out and see movies at a way record pace since the pandemic opened, and that's amazing news for all of us, and obviously amazing news for any theater company. And then if you guys look out, obviously this weekend, tomorrow you got Eternals, and there's a whole bunch of really good movies coming out still, as you guys can see. Obviously, you still got Ghostbusters coming out this month. There's a ton of them. I'm sure you guys can see other ones. I don't want to just sit there and read a whole bunch off, but another big one, you got Resident Evil. You still got West Side Stories. Spider-Mans are massive, and then the big one I'm looking for is Matrix Resurrection. That movie's going to be amazing. I can't wait to see that. But next year, you got a whole bunch of really good movies coming up in the next season. Next year, sorry, not next season. But you got the Jackass movie. Obviously, you got the new Top Gun movie got moved back. There's that new Buzz Lightyear movie, and I know a lot of people might not be excited for that, but children movies explode, man. They make a ton of money, and for AMC, that's a huge deal. But you got the Batman. You got a whole bunch of really good movies coming out at the beginning of next year as well. Fantastic Beasts. So you got a whole bunch of stuff. So like I said, really, really good things coming forward. And just to go off that note on what I was just talking about, AMC Entertainment confirms October theater admission revenue for AMC both in the United States and internationally is the highest it has been in any month since COVID. And like I said, since 2020. And obviously, you can see, like I said, these numbers are backing all of that up. So it's just going to go up and up from here as more people are getting more comfortable going out and more people are getting shots by the day. Another really big thing that a lot of people are, I think, sleeping on, and I just don't understand why so many people don't like this idea, but it's basically AMC is now going to expand beyond movie theaters. It's now going to basically become a popcorn company as well on the side. And for people to go and laugh at that, you guys, popcorn market size values at about 6.4 or 6.24 billion by 2018. That's an insane amount of money. And if they can go ahead and grab any extra piece of that pie, I don't see why anybody would be upset with this. But let's just break this down real quick. And obviously, you guys got to think too. Some of you guys are looking at these things and going, well, those are stupid aspects. Well, you guys, it's a company. They're going to try things out. And if it's not profitable, they're going to cut that aspect out. They're not going to keep doing it. But if it's making them money, who cares if we don't like something? In the end of the day, if it makes our company money, it's good for us all. But let's break this down here real quick. So basically, the first thing they're going to start doing is they want to, buy some retail stores in malls. And a lot of people would be like, well, that's not a big deal. But getting in something like, I live in Minnesota. If you got into the Mall of America up here, I don't think you guys understand how many people I see in the Mall of America. And there's like stands all over the place. And there is a popcorn place, and there's not very many in there. And that place kills it all the time. And on top of that, my wife, last year for her birthday, I ended up getting her a popcorn machine, and I'm literally looking at it right now. It sits right next to our bed. It's hilarious, and she doesn't really like chips anymore. And on top of that, chips are what, $5 for a bag? So you can go get $5, $6 bag of chips, and half the bag is air, and you eat it in one or two sittings. Or you can have, a little dollar bag of popcorn. And like I said, it's a way cheaper alternative. So it's a massive deal. But basically, one of the things they're going to do, going off that note, saying, how she has her popcorn machine here. But next year, what they want to end up doing is getting on the shelves of supermarket and convenience stores. And like I said, that's a bigger deal than you guys think. Um, it's a lot of money that they can be made. The one thing I said that I don't really know about this is they talk about going through like food delivery to sending it to at home with people. Like, I don't know many people that get delivery, but who's gonna order delivery for popcorn? Whatever, it is what it is. If people want to do it, sweet. It's there. At least that option's there. It's not a bad thing. And on top of that, they're going to start giving out sellable bags. So basically, as you're leaving the store, if you really like their popcorn, you can now finally take it home with you and buy it right then and there. So that's another good thing. So like I said, this is a good way for them to make money. And like I said, any way that they try it and it's not making them money, of course they're gonna change their strategy or change anything. But like I said, this is another huge industry that you're getting a piece in, and why people are sleeping on that is just it's just crazy to me, to be honest with you. But now we'll go back to this. So you can see AMC's beta right now is at negative 4.89 as well. Just wanted to show that out. Obviously, negative beta, you're going to go ahead and this is just the site for the download on the FTDs. But actually, let's go over here quick. So another really good thing I wanted to talk about was you have this German bank. It's called Deutsche Bank, and they're the #1 bank in all of Germany. And if you look, they actually bought a shitload, 27.57 million shares of AMC. So, to me, that seems pretty bullish. But like I said, nothing but good news going forward here. Another thing I want to show you guys that I thought was a pretty good idea going forward, because Adam Aaron talked about in those interviews how he likes the NFT ideas, and I want to say thank you to Wire for showing this. He posted this earlier on Twitter, so just want to go ahead and give him a shout out, because obviously, like I said, don't want to just take people's stuff and not at least give him a little shout out. But one of the ideas he had was, NFT movie tickets. And if you read this here, so Warner Brothers is minting 100,000 NFTs ahead of the Matrix Resurrection release. Unlike its previous NFT venture, the studio is selling each NFT for $50. If Warner Brothers manages to sell all 100,000 NFTs, it'll make them $5 more million. Now, imagine if we did all this stuff, for children movies. They would fucking go nuts for that stuff. I mean, I would think it'd be super cool to have one of these Matrix, tickets, and that would be a massive, revenue source for us. I think, you would have a ton of people wanting to rush to these theaters if they're going to be the first this amount per theater to, get these NFTs. So NFTs could be a great way, or you could actually do what they're doing here. You could sell these NFTs, make more money. So there's a lot of things that are happening inside the industry for AMC, and obviously they're also taking cryptocurrency as well. They're going to start accepting that, as you guys obviously probably know by now. But that's another big thing. So I mean, if they're sitting there doing all these things to make, crypto, you can fall asleep and make millions and millions of dollars. So that could be an amazing thing. So I don't, they're making a lot of extra revenue now, doing a lot of different, sources, which I think is an amazing idea. And a lot of people, keep asking why do we think that, AMC is going to explode still? Because you got to look at who we're fighting. First of all, we're fighting market makers, and when they started, getting most of these shorts, they're going to have to continuously short these stocks. They can't let us, I'm sorry, let retail continuously buy and buy and buy and raise that, or they're going to lose, that money, and that they're going to eventually hit that margin to where they're going to lose. So no matter what, if retail keeps on purchasing, they have no choice but to keep shorting. And eventually, like I said, they have clients too. They got other plays in the world. I mean, you guys got to think of how much money and how much allocations or resources they have allocated in AMC that they could be putting towards other things, and eventually, they're not getting those returns. I can tell you right now, they have a ton of pissed off clients. They might not be able to take their money out right this second because of provisions and clauses and contracts that they sign, but I can tell you they're getting super pissed and they're putting pressure on them. And like I said, there's a lot of people are sitting there like, oh man, don't talk about synthetics, but you can't not talk about synthetic shares. Once what we have learned throughout, look at all my videos, is the contracts are a way bigger deal than everybody thinks. And it's how these FTTs are so low all the time and how they continuously disappear. And it's how they continuously, make short percentage disappear on top of self-reporting, on top of, I mean, we read that report that they are able to take these ISDA contracts right before these guys come, because a lot of the times they'll have notice when they're about, these regulators are going to come, and they'll use these ISDA contracts to move these positions out of, over United States. But like I said, they're only going to be able to do this so long, because those ISDA contracts now with phase 5, it's going to start costing them so much money. It's stupid. They're not going to be able to keep moving these things across, uh, countries and things like that. They're going to eventually, like I said, with this new regulation, on top of that, the SEC, I believe, a lot of people don't believe it, but I believe the SEC is truly on our side now. I believe Gary's trying to fix this swamp, but it's so deep and everyone's so connected that it's, he's doing everything he can. This isn't going to be changes Gary can make overnight. But you guys got to look at, how many laws and how much SEC filings there's been in this last year, and realize, like I said, there's a lot of changes coming. And like I said, these guys haven't covered. They haven't. And that's the way short play works. And, I'm going to go on a ramble for about 2 minutes here. And it's how to play the stock market, guys. I feel like everybody's playing AMC so wrong. And it's so easy to play this. A lot of people ask me how often that I look at AMC's chart. I don't look at AMC's chart. I haven't looked at it in it's been about 3 weeks. I don't look at it. I don't care. The only time I ever really look at it is if I'm going to go live stream and I know people want to see it, so I'll put it on. Other than that, I just have my alerts set. One thing I wish people would realize, AMC is a long play, and this is how, obviously everybody can do everything differently. This is not a financial advice. I'm not a financial advisor. Everybody, you guys are smart enough to do your own decisions, but this is just, what I do, and this is, another option to give people. But when I trade AMC, I have it I don't really trade it other than buy it. So basically, I have it set to my long position in my mind. So I have long positions, short positions, and option plays. Now I have each individual. I have watch lists. I have a little short folder on all of my platforms on each one. So my long position folder, I don't even have it to where I can see my plays. I don't care. They're my long positions. I have no reason to sell those stocks unless A, one of my alerts get set. B, I get some massive news that randomly the company burned to the ground, blah, blah, blah. Like, I don't need to look at my long positions because when I pick a long position, I know I've done so much research on that, or I feel so strong about that company's future that I'm not worried about little small things or when it goes up 5, 10 cents. I'm not trying to sell it that. I have a position. When you open a long position, you should have that number, in your mind on what you want it to hit or around that area before it's your long position. Unless you need that money, you shouldn't be opening necessarily a super long position. But obviously short positions, that's something that you want to stare at every day. You want to look at, you want to keep up to date on the news, everything like that. And that's how I feel a lot of people play AMC. They play it the way that you would play a short position. They stare at that chart every day, every single penny, every dime, up, down, it doesn't matter. It's such a roller coaster ride with the emotions. And then all of a sudden, every day you're having somebody tell you it's ripping, oh, it's blowing up, and then you listen, you get jacked, and then boom, nope, it didn't. And then everybody, man, you're an idiot for fucking predicting it. And half these people that are saying these ripping shit, oh, you're an idiot for listening, blah blah blah. It's not good. No, guys, come on. Like I said, you can't tell people something to get mad when they listen. But whatever, man. I'm not even gonna get into that stuff. But like I said, though, when you guys, you play short positions and long positions, like I said with AMC, guys, it's okay to take a couple days from the charts and just go live life and relax and have fun. Go play some games, man. Go do something. Give those emotions a break, because if you don't, dude, this, like I said, this is gonna eat you alive. But going into my prediction, I still feel by November 22nd, I've said it for 3 months now. Don't open options on this, please. I don't ever want to give advice to where anyone's going to open options. This is why I don't do predictions. But I already made this one, so I'm going to keep backing it up, especially with everything I'm seeing going around with regulations and everything else I'm seeing going around the stock and going around with these banks and these market makers positions and these court filings. I still think November 22nd we're going to have a decent run around that time. I think we'll still hit our all-time high at that point, but I could be very wrong. Like I said, I don't like to make predictions, but after everything this will be my only one and my last one on when I think we're going to hit a certain point. But I still think that we're going to have a pretty dang good run up then, and I still don't see how these guys can at any point get out of this without covering. If retail sticks to their gun, keeps grinding it out, and like I said, the longer this takes, the more shorts they have to make. And the one thing I want people to realize with these ISDA contracts, you guys, they do have an expiration date. And this is one thing people are not thinking about. What's going to happen when all these ISDA contracts expire, you guys? Where are all those shares going to come from? Where's all that money going to go? What's going to happen? Exactly. All those ISDA contracts are going to expire one day, and the fucking world's going to burn, and they're going to have to pay for all of it. And at that time, I'm sure praying that I hold fucking AMC and GME. That's all I'm saying. But I love you guys. Have a good day. Thank you for listening. I'll have a couple more videos out here shortly. Sorry I haven't been able to put so many up. My mother's been in the hospital. She has cancer. We've been dealing with that. But for these next couple days, I'll try and get a couple more videos out. Thank you guys for listening. Love y'all. Have a good night.